Hello, confirmation students, and welcome to confirmation for Wednesday, January 13th, 2021. Happy New Year to you, and thanks for being on this confirmation journey. Hope you're doing all right. I hope you're hanging in there. Nikki last week launched a series we're calling Escape Room, and I think this is the perfect series to kick off 2021. Before we get into that, let me ask you a question. When are you most relaxed? Like, when are you like, this is my space, this is my place, I am in my chill zone? What is it for you? I'd love to know what that is. For me, I think back to this past fall when I got to sneak away with my family to a few days to a beach in Florida. And we had so many days of sun and warmth and chill. It was so fun to just kind of be away from everything and to be in a place to just chill. What is your relaxing space and place? Keep that in your back pocket for just a second. Like I said at the kickoff, we're talking escape room language, and Nikki gave examples last week of which person are you in the escape room. Are you like the frantic doer? Are you the jokester? Or are you the person who just stays back and takes it all in? I am definitely I stay back and take it all in person. Usually when I'm in an escape room, I'm with people that are really smart and really they really want to make it happen. And I love that, and I kind of let them do their thing. I kind of hang off a little bit and see if I can help in a different way. Life is kind of like an escape room sometimes because it feels like the pressure is on. And I loved what Nikki said last week, which is it might feel like it's a little bit of a bummer to be talking about stress and anxiety right now. But the reality is it's really important we talk about, as Christians, people who believe in Jesus Christ, how do we uniquely handle pressure and stress? Because we do take a unique perspective. We have a unique take on how we handle life when we feel like we're in the heat of the moment. The stress is on. And here's why it's really important we're talking about this. When we are stressed out, we are much more likely to make bad decisions. I've done it before. When I'm stressed out, I'm short, I'm quick, I'm short-tempered. I don't even like myself and how I respond in those moments. That's not who I want to be. Maybe you have a moment like that where you're stressed out, and because you're stressed out, you're not who you want to be. And here's one thing I've learned about students and student ministry and people like you in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and then into high school. There's a lot of stress and anxiety for you, isn't there? Even in a pandemic, you are busy. I think about all the things that are asked of you and all the pressure you feel. From school to your responsibilities at home with your family and chores, to friends and relationships to navigate, to sports and theater and band and choir and science olympiad and confirmation and youth group, you must feel like you are pulled in 100 directions. And because of all of that stress, and it feels like an escape room, sometimes, ready for this, we do things, you and I, to avoid thinking about all we have that's going on. Let me say that again. Sometimes you and I do things to avoid thinking about all that we have that's going on. Sometimes we escape to video games and just kind of dial into that. Sometimes we find a really good show on Netflix or a streaming device and just binge watch it to escape. Sometimes we just dial into our favorite music or get lost on social media. We just kind of want to check out, and I know because I've been there. And sometimes it can feel fun. Like little is expected of you in those moments, and you feel like, I can just chill. But here's why I want to talk about that today. In some ways, that can be okay. But good things, like chilling out, can become bad things if we use them to escape reality. What if we're using those things over and over and over again to escape what needs to be done? We all want to replace bad feelings with good feelings. We want to replace stress of life with video games or music or Netflix. We all want to do that. And sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we need to go to the beach. But the issue is, what if we're using those escape hatches to delay or deny what's going on? What if we're taking those things to kind of stuff down the feelings we're having about something? What if we got a really big test coming up and we spend the whole night in advance of it watching YouTube videos? That's not going to be a good thing. Maybe one 20-minute video to kind of like freshen up your mind, sure, but a whole night, no. What if we're in the midst of a really bad fight with a friend or a family member and we choose to just hide out on Instagram for hours and hours and hours? We're not dealing with what needs to be dealt with. What I want to talk about with you today is this. Sometimes in those moments, you and I actually need to lean in rather than escape. Sometimes in those moments where we feel like we're in an escape room and the pressure's on, we actually need to lean into the relationship. We're going to talk about that rather than escape. You see, because the Bible actually talks about this, because the Bible is awesome, and the Bible actually helps us live our life. The Bible is not this thousands of years old document that has nothing to do with us today. Rather, it's the exact opposite. The Bible is written for you and me today. Is that awesome or what? In fact, listen to this part of the Bible. It's Romans chapter 5, verses 3 and following, and it says this: "Not only so, but we rejoice in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. And hope does not disappoint us." I want to actually read that again. And you have a Bible around you, open it up right now. I'll give you a second to Romans chapter 5 and find these words so you know I'm not making it up. Not only so, but we rejoice in our sufferings. It is, we rejoice when we're in the escape room, because those moments produce character when we persevere in them. And then that character leads to hope. A couple things I want to highlight about that passage. First of all, suffering is going to happen. And now you might think, well, I'm not really suffering, but I think we all have challenges, right? It may not be like suffering, but I think all of us have challenges. There's things that we want to escape from. A tough relationship with a friend, a family member who drives us crazy. Maybe we're wanting to escape from COVID, want it to all be over. There's a suffering component to that. Things that we just want to be over. Jesus, in fact, in John chapter 16 says, "In this world you will have trouble." Jesus never said that life was going to be easy. He did say, "I'm going to be with you in the midst of it. I have overcome the world." But suffering and hardship are going to come. And the second thing I want to highlight is that hope, that is how we get through those moments, comes through perseverance. It comes through leaning into the moment, dealing with it, sharpening your character. Not through avoidance. Not through video games or Netflix or Instagram or all those things. Those things can be momentary helps for you to just chill out for a minute. But the reality is, if we're feeling that stress, it's most likely that we need to lean in to something. You got to deal with it. And in dealing with it, God is with you. So 1 minute left, and here's what I want to talk about. So what does that look like? How do we really do that as a 6th grader, 7th grader, or 8th grader? Okay, the first thing you got to do is recognize it. Say to yourself, okay, I am stressed out right now. I think sometimes we don't even recognize it. So you got to say to yourself, okay, I am stressed out right now. And then 2 things: reach up and reach out. So you recognize you're stressed, you reach up and you reach out. So the reach up is going to be, hey, God, I know you care about this. Can you help me in this? That's the reach up. It's putting a hand up to God. Say, God, I know you care about me. You love me. You created me. You redeemed me. You sent Jesus to die for me. I know you care about what's happening in my life right now. I want to reach up to you and help me. And then you reach out. You got to let somebody know. That's why you have parents in your corner. You have friends in your corner. You have small group leaders. You have Nikki and me. Find someone and say, hey, I am a little stressed out right now. Can you help me? Let me close with this. In these moments, I think it's helpful to think about who you want to be. You don't want to be the person who escapes from things. You want to be the person who is tough and who fights through things with God's help. You want to be a person who believes in God and is shaped by God's truth. You can do it. In those moments of stress, as much as you want to escape and escape for hours, just escape for like 5 or 10 minutes and then say, God, I'm having a hard time. I know you're with me, and I know you put other people in my life to help me. You can do it with God's help. Have a great day. There's a Google form to help you reflect on this a little bit. Look forward to all of you growing in your relationship with God just a little more. God bless your day. Bye-bye.